The Oklahoma City Thunder had what felt like a perfect season last year. Their superstar was the world's superstar. Their team was the world's team, and they were the world champions. How could they possibly build on that? Well, this season, they are currently on track to be one of 3 teams ever to achieve a 70-win total. Welcome on in to All Things NBA from A to Z. I'm Kris Pursiainen here, as always, alongside Zach Noble. Albert Nguyen, our other co-host, not here tonight. That's okay, because we're going to make history without him. We are the Oklahoma City Thunder to start the season, and this is being recorded on Wednesday night. They're 14-1. They are currently in a tie against the Sacramento Kings, so they could very well lose. They could be 14-2, and that could be that. Precious Achiuwa and Drew Eubanks are both in the game right now for the Kings. So I think maybe the Thunder will win, but this will be funny if they don't. Anyway, the Thunder are really good, and they had the season. They had the superstar. Then he got a shoe, and he was on the 2K cover. Like, this is all-time timing. To win your first championship, to get on the cover of 2K26, to get your first signature shoe, to be Converse's marquee athlete, knowing that Nike owns them, that you're getting the Nike money, you're just doing it for their other brand. I can't believe that we're sitting here not being like, oh, but you knew they couldn't have as good of it. That I would have bet anything if you asked me before the season what my take on the Oklahoma City Thunder would have been 3 weeks into the season. I would have said, we're probably looking at them and going, oh, you knew they weren't going to be as dominant, in back-to-back years. These guys have done it all now. They've been to the top, and they know that getting to the postseason healthy is paramount, is of the most importance. And, they've won it all. They know what it takes to win it all, clearly. They're going to not coast through the regular season, but they're not going to grind it out either. And in the most Oklahoma City Thunder fashion possible, it doesn't even feel like they've been grinding it out, and they're 14-1. Zach, soft schedule, or are we looking at a team that is looking like it's going to win at least 65 games? I'm
a firm believer in the NBA. The schedule, I get a lot of hate on this. The schedule doesn't matter as much. There's so many games. Yes, it's nice to have an easier schedule up front, and I don't think their schedule is that easy. I think they've had a lot of tough games, and they've played a lot of teams like the Portland Trailblazers. Nobody thought was going to be good before the year, but they've been pretty dang good. And that was their one loss on the year, but they only lost by 2 points. So I'm not saying it has anything to do with the strength of schedule. I mean, I was the complete opposite of everything you just said there. I expected these guys to get better. They're young, they're hungry, they're like, Shai's different, man. He wants to be an all-timer. He wants to be great. I just don't think he's a guy that's going to be satisfied. I do get the fact that Jalen Williams was out. You can think they were going to fall apart there then, but I mean, their depth
fall apart. I never said fall apart.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying people in general. They'd lose a lot more games than they did, but their depth is incredible. Everybody's on this team has basically gotten better. I mean, Alex Caruso is the only one. I mean, you can say not taking his role isn't nearly as big as it was last year, but they don't need it to. I mean, the younger guys are just getting better. AJ Mitchell was a huge one. Chet Holmgren's a bona fide all-star right now.
But hold on, because we're going to do the whole roster before we. Yeah. You're like tips, man. You just get into listing, guys. Hold on. I gotta keep you on a leash here. So you don't think the schedule, like you're not. I kind of agree in the sense that, like, even when people get a little too into like injury analysis and be like, oh, they played this team without this player, to get every team is going to do that 19 times at bare minimum. Like, the talent level is good, and obviously some teams tank, but wouldn't you also understand then that, like, over the years, on average, every team plays the same amount of tanking teams on average per year? So, like,
that's my exact point. And
I think it evens out, so, like, they're doing very well with their schedule thus far. Obviously there's nuance that needs to be taken into account, but they've played 15 games like a lot of other teams, and they're the only one that's 14-1. The whole on track for 70 wins thing. Let's get you on this. Is it too early to even look at that stuff, or is 15? Because like if I do some really quick math here, right, and this is complicated stuff, guys, but 15 divided by 82 is 18.3%. So we are 18.3% of the way through the season. I'm pretty sure that's like a little more than a sixth, a little more than a sixth. What is that too early to start looking at? Hey, these guys are on track for this, or is it
No.
really never too early to start looking at these win things? Because how many, like 10 losses is this is like this is the only way the NBA is ever like college football, where it's like
Detroit fans are going to hate this. I mean, if you're a Detroit Pistons, yes, it's way too early because there's no historical proof of them doing this. Where the Thunder had an all-time great season last year with 68 wins. This year, like, you could start the conversations after 9-10 games, and sure, after 15-16 games here, as we're approaching tonight. But like in a lot of these games so far, like Dallas was as good as Dallas is going to be all year. Anthony Davis was there. They were completely healthy. They played good. Atlanta Hawks had Trey. I mean, a lot of these teams, what I'm getting at, a lot of these teams were healthy before when they played the Thunder. And now, like at the end of the year, their records aren't going to be very good. So the Thunder actually got the brunt, the harder side of a lot of these teams. Like Indiana Pacers, I think that's their best ball they're gonna play all year, going downhill after game 2. Just because, I mean, early on is when you take advantage of good teams, and bad teams come out and surprise people because everybody's trying to figure their shit out. But yeah, where do we want to go from there?
So where I want to go from, you're unreal. So where I want to go from there is basically like looking at this Thunder team, talking about the fact that they are currently on track for 70 wins. There's kind of two questions that my mind goes to next, which is one, what would that mean? Why if we care, why I care? Why do I care? Right? 2, would it actually be worse for them in the long term with regard to playing the odds on playoff health and stuff like that? So let's start with number 1. Zach, I kind of started this episode off by saying that, or implying heavily rather, that I'm very impressed with the Oklahoma City Thunder as a mental makeup team, because for them to win the championship as a group of young guys and to come out and say we are going to continue to be disciplined and play our style of basketball and win basketball games as much as we can, that's really admirable. I think that's a testament to the coaching. I think that's a testament to the players in the building. All in all, it makes sense that this Thunder group is exactly that way. I don't think you were expecting them to totally mail it in. I just thought they'd have a natural hangover of sorts, but it seems
That's
like
that's for the old bastards to do.
It seems like this might be maybe one of the benefits of them having a really young team overall. So for this Thunder team, I think for me personally, if they got to 70 wins this season, and who knows, maybe they rip a 5-game losing streak starting against the Sacramento Kings right now, and they are on pace for 50. You know what I mean? But like, I just think looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder from going into the year to now, my perception of them has improved. And that's a weird thing to say. Like, I remember going into the season thinking that Denver had just as much weight to throw around as they did because of the veteran additions on their bench. For Oklahoma to be head and shoulders above the pack, yes, does that have to do with Fred VanVleet's injury a little bit? Maybe. You could say that. Are the Golden State Warriors as good as I expected them to be? Yes, they are. They're balling. I would say they look good to start the year. So the West, not exactly a cakewalk, but also there are a couple places where it's tightened up, a couple places like the Rockets and Clippers where it's loosened up. All in all, the Thunder are terrifying and they're ridiculous. Zach, what would it mean anything to you for this team to chase 70 wins and get it? Let's start there in a vacuum.
I want them to.
If it would be worth it, let's just talk about. Let's just sow here. Let's not reap. Let's just sow. How would it be cool for 70 wins? Or is that something that people are kind of like we've moved past caring about that. I think
Heck no. I mean,
cool.
The average NBA fan is longing for a story like this in the regular season. I mean,
half the fans already hate Shai, and half of them love him. So this would be
exactly
great. Everyone rooting for, half the league's fans rooting for a loss every game. Half the league's fans rooting for a win so they can do it. You know, because like if you're a Knicks fan, what does it affect you if the Thunder win 70 games? It'll make it all the better if you want to take them down in the finals. Like I would love to see this. I would love to see Twitter experience this because
it's a great point. Because out of all the 70-plus win teams, this would be the most hated one for sure because people love – Steph is one of the most loved players of all time. I mean, MJ was the most loved player of all time.
Steph was hated on his come-up.
During that run, though. Not during that.
Hard, and people hated him because of it. There are people that still have a distaste for guys like
I want to say in the first couple of seasons, I mean –
first couple seasons, he was like boy wonder. He was like Luka was 2 years ago.
Every great player is hated, okay, to some extent. But, like, what percentage compared to other players? Like, I think Steph's approval rating's like 70% plus at least. Like, Shai's is below 50. It's below 50. And he's one of the most likable personalities in the history of this game, I think. Like, I talk about this game all you want, but personality-wise, and just type of person he is, like,
so we got into aura discourse less than 15 minutes into the show.
I mean, aura's got to matter when you're looking at these all-time greats. Like, people talk about it, but like, that's why what motivates you to win a championship this young, to be chasing the GOAT conversation. I mean,
he's not like out of it.
No, he's not.
I don't think anyone can definitively be like
you can't
out of the GOAT conversation. Like no, right? Like how many guys in the league right now do we think active, young, are in it? Like
the only two guys in the entire league. It's just those two.
You think Luka's out of it?
Luka's out of it because he doesn't have a title yet.
What if he went and did like 4 straight? What if he 4?
Oh, then of course he's in it. Of course he's in it.
What if they made him the king of Slovenia? And what if they made him?
What
if he had a third arm?
You got to win a title to get in it. Where Victor's still young enough. I mean, here's the thing: Luke is younger than when MJ and LeBron won their first title, so that matters.
He's in it. I'm telling you, we got 3 guys.
He's got the potential.
Unfortunately, Giannis Antetokounmpo
is out.
Might be out because
he's too old now.
No, the Milwaukee Bucks might be why.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
So they won one. Credit to the front office that they put together a roster good enough for Giannis to elevate it and make that happen. But I think he's out. So
the last guy
Thunder have a guy who we think has a chance, a live chance. He's got a lotto ticket to be one of the greatest to ever do it by the means of like top 5, top 3.
Yeah, if he wins another title in the next 4 years, he's still in it. That's all he's got to do.
Yeah, he's just got to. It's like Flappy Bird. You just got to keep it alive.
Right.
You got to keep going. You got to keep it. So, I think looking at this Thunder team, what would it be worth it for them to chase 70 wins? Like, let's close the book on that. The second part of that.
I think they can do it without hurting their physical abilities and playoff chances from like a physical standpoint, because this is one of the deepest teams of all time, and they're proving to just get deeper and deeper. Like, they were extremely deep last year, and they are proving they're even deeper this year. Like 10 guys that are really good rotation players, right, with Jalen Williams out, so that'd be 11.
Yes, but I just listen. Deepness talk aside, part of me thinks, like, my first thought is they should do it, live and die by the 3. Like they do not need to be grounding and pounding the basketball to try and get to 70 wins when they have a chance to repeat as champions.
They're the 20th 3-point percentage team in the league. They're not going to do.
Check out. You got to check out the attempts per game. Are they shooting?
They're 10th.
10th, so they're shooting more than most teams. And what about makes per game? They're going to be like 18th?
They're 13th.
Oh, okay. So they're above average in makes per game, and they're just below. Yeah, that'll level out. They'll get to like
They could do it.
12th in percentage. Actually, yeah, they'll get to like 12th in percentage if they keep up.
They have seven. They have seven guys on their roster that are shooting above league average. So
it's
really
early, but yeah, like they're good. They're very good. Like Aaron Wiggins would be so good on any. Like, could you imagine if the Celtics or the Hornets or the Jazz, like there's man, Warriors.
Aaron Wiggins or Jaden McDaniels.
Oh my God. This year, right now, I gotta go J-Mac.
Thank you.
That creation leap he's showing.
Oh,
dude, I'm watching this guy at the Garden, and he has the ball at the top of the key. Tween.
No, his handle's something I never thought we'd see right now.
Pull up, splash. He was dirty. So we're looking at the Thunder. You got me thinking now with Jaden McDaniels about Jalen Williams. So maybe this is a good pivot. You have J-Dub and you have Chet. You have Kaysen, you have Caruso, iHeart. Like, we could do this roster game. We can do the name game. We've determined that they have a chance at 70 wins, that Shai has a chance at the GOAT, and that it could feasibly be worth it for them to go and have a 70-win season that does not compromise their health. If it gets to the point, Zach, where there are 4 games left in the season and they have 68 wins, what are you doing? Are you like going?
You asked that perfectly, because that wouldn't get the record. That would only tie it.
Are you going all out for those 2 wins, for 3 wins? Are you going for 72? Are you going for 7? At that point, are you going for as many?
You only go for it if you have a chance to get to the 73, 74.
Wow.
I really believe it. Like, I love how you asked that. I don't know if you even tried to do that, but
not just a hat rack. Is this if you were the Thunder and you could only tie it with 4 games left?
If I'm gonna lose it, like the 70-win mark,
you'd be like, Shai, I need you healthy against the Lakers in the first round.
No, it's the 73, 74 win mark, and they're on pace to get that right now. But yeah, it's only 16 games in.
So if you have 2 games left against teams that are going to be tanking, against teams that are not actively trying to lose by 40, but they're fine if they lose. Like, they're on the cusp, but they're okay if they lose these last games. They're not trying uber hard, besides, to contract year value, so whatever. And you have 69 wins. Are you pushing? Actually, no, sorry, you have 68. Are you pushing to get 70 for the sake of you're one of 3 teams ever to have 70?
I'm okay with 2 strategies. 1, just sitting them. 2, letting them go play hard for 1 quarter and get them that lead good enough where you feel comfortable, and then take them out. Like, I love that.
Yeah. So be careful with it
and believe in.
You're playing the guys. I think
me personally, I mean, if you're gonna tell them to go hard for 1 quarter, that's almost as bad as going 70% for 4. So I would sit them. I would personally sit them, but like, I'm okay with 2 strategies. But if you're gonna go out and play them normally, full on minutes, no.
And what do you agree with me that if the Thunder did win 70 regular season games, would I be right that teams around the league would be like, they got to win the championship for me to think that matters? Those young kids can go win all the regular season games they want. They haven't learned yet that those don't matter. Or do you think it would be like, oh, these young kids are tearing up the playoffs and they care about the regular season, we got to step it up? Basically, are you betting on NBA players at large to be sly competitors and let the Thunder and teams that want to chase regular season wins exhaust themselves? going for 70, 72, 73? Or are you betting on them to be competitors, just flat out? And are you betting on them to say, I see what they're doing and I know I can do that or I can do it better and I'm going to show you? Because if the Thunder get 70 wins and no one cares,
those mind games. Whether they're the 1 seed with 50 wins or the 1 seed with 75, like I don't think teams are more motivated. It's the playoffs. You're always motivated. It's just like
I'm saying for the regular season the next year.
Oh,
our team's coming out in the next regular season and saying, "Hey, we got to try it out."
Then yeah, I mean, it definitely brings life back into the regular season for sure. Like David Stern should. David Stern, if they go set the record, they should rig it the draft so they get another top pick here and keep this thing rolling. I mean, just develop the hatred for this team so much. Like that would be the storyline in itself, and I mean that would bring the fuel that. If you got a team that's winning this many games and all these teams are trying to go out and beat them every night, and Shai driving as many times as he is and getting physical, like, yeah, these dudes have a target on their back. That's a storyline that, I mean, people watch sports for all day, every day. I think it's one of those storylines where it doesn't matter how they play. It just, people are watching for the storyline.
Okay.
To attract a lot of new fans.
So you're saying it's worth doing, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're positing that it's worth going for 70 wins because if they don't get it, no one will care that they didn't get it. But if they do get it, it's high upside, they'll be remembered and this and that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But then I guess like what happens if someone gets hurt? Like that's the whole, right? And like you can never plan for that, but I can't help but think like I wouldn't tweet this myself, but I'd be very unsurprised to open Twitter and see some of our favorite NBA content creators say a Thunder player has a key Thunder player has a significant injury that causes them to miss the entirety of the postseason. And this injury occurs during game 81 of the season. And the Thunder have the 1 seed in the West locked up if they lose every quarter.
That's why you got to be smart early in the year, man. Really believe.
Here's my question for you. If someone goes down in that situation, no one can plan for that. No one can prevent that unless you sit everyone ever and bubble wrap them. No one can prevent. But right. Did you just blow your chance at a championship to go for a regular season win title? Like that's objectively true. That's what you did. And I don't know, even if everyone would know that the Thunder did not plan for that no one wanted that to happen, that no one expected that, or no one. Don't you think that they don't want to risk feeling that way? Like, don't you think there's something in the Thunder as human beings that are like, if we go out sad, it's going to be in the playoffs because we gave it our best. Not
only
non-champions we gave it our best in March. And like,
the only non-champions to ever be remembered are those that had a historic season, man. Like
they're champions. They won.
The Warriors weren't champions
4 months ago. They won.
Right.
That's a lie. It was like 6. You get my point.
I'm just saying, like, the Warriors will always be remembered because they have the greatest regular season of all time.
And because they have 4 of the whole ring thing. It don't mean a thing without the ring is a whole saying for a reason.
It is.
So even though I would argue that NBA GMs pay off the 82 and not the 16 for the most part, because that's the larger sample, and I would say they weigh it as such, I would also say that I personally, if I worked in NBA personnel or as an NBA coach, and I had to explain to someone that my team was not at full strength for the playoffs, which obviously stinks. And they said, oh, what happened? And I said, we had a 7-game lead on every other team in the goddamn conference. But on Thursday night against a Magic team that's locked into the play-in, we played the starters deep. And
I get it.
Jimmy went
Yeah.
down. Oh
It's
well.
tough.
What do you mean? Oh well. He's 36. Like I don't know.
I get it. It's tough. It's
So like
very tough.
the Thunder
I'm
are
just
young.
such
So
a
it's different
I'm
with them,
such a historian.
right? The Thunder are different because they're young.
Right.
So I can't care because they just saw Chet go down last year. They just saw J-Dub go down. I can't care that they're young because I think they know being healthy is worth it. So at the end of the day, I think I'm actually ending up anti. That was not the point of this thought exercise. I think it's good if they get 70 wins. How about this? I'll close my take in a sentence, and you tell me what I'm wrong about, or this and that. I think the Thunder should do what they can to win 70 plus games, 73, however you want to slice it, dice it. But they should do it as it not, letting the world happen to them, having AI pick their outfit in the morning. I mean, like, let what happens happen. Play the games, try to win. And if it's the end of the year and you're on pace, see it through.
Right.
See it through and just hope that the basketball gods look fondly on you. Because whether you think they're real or not, you will have to live the entire NBA playoffs while they're going on. And maybe you go 16-0. But if you're on the Thunder, you have to live knowing that you guys, the champions, laid on your tummies.
All right. You want to know what pissed me off about this? It made me think about 2 playoff series last year. One, I believe it was for sure the Clippers, okay, Ty Lue. The other was probably the Sixers, but like they're down
they made the playoffs last year.
The Sixers, no, they didn't. Right? No, they didn't. Yeah, no, they didn't. Okay, so it was one of the teams the Knicks were playing. But anyways, I saw this multiple times, not just the Clippers. It was late in the third. They're throwing in the towel late in the third of an elimination playoff game by getting out their starters for the entire game. Whether it's 15, 20, like, I basically gave up on coaching. And, like, that was so inexcusable for me, and it'll always stick with me. Like, I gave up on Ty Lue at that point. Yes, you might know your team. You might know they're not fighters. Sure. I mean, still, it's the playoffs. You only have so many chances at this elimination. You're trying to, preserve them for healthy in the offseason to hopefully be healthy to start the season in 4 months? Like, what the hell?
I maybe unironically, yes.
Wow.
I can definitely say that I feel like these decisions are worthwhile conversations at the very least. Like, you should.
The playoff one is a conversation?
Yeah, because
how's Kawhi looking right now?
Jalen Brunson will tell you, if you need extra motivation in the playoffs, you are in the wrong business.
Right.
So if a team isn't getting up for the playoffs to the point where it's an elimination game and you're getting blown out and it's the start of the fourth quarter and you put your starters in and then there's like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter and you're like, actually, guys, we are down by 31. Like, I can understand it, particularly if they have a mandate from ownership. Like, listen, this series was a mess. Just get us to next year in one piece. Guys don't want to get fired, like I can't hate on that so strongly. I can't hate on that so strongly because I think it's more circumstantial than you're allowing for. But that said, I agree with Jalen Brunson. If you need extra motivation in the NBA playoffs, you're in the wrong business. I think that's okay to say. The Thunder seemingly do not need extra motivation at any point of the season because after winning an NBA championship, and for every single player on that team, it was their first NBA championship. Is that a true stat?
No, Caruso.
I'm a moron and an asshole. All right. And then on that note, so, a lot of these guys winning a ring for the first time. God, Caruso having 2 rings is so awesome. That feels right.
Yeah.
Doesn't that feel right?
I think he's a guy that is deserving to just keep collecting them. I mean,
Like you always
he's as
wondered.
valuable as Robert Horry for sure.
You always want see. I think of Danny Green. I always wondered what the next generation, who the next generation's Danny Green would be. I think it's
Right,
Alex Caruso.
fair.
I think it's Alex Caruso. I think it's a guy where if you've got this guy on your team, whether in a supplementary starting role or a complementary role, but in a high volume of minutes off the bench, you're in a good spot. Like that's a great roster you've got if that's where you've got that player. I think the Thunder have one in Caruso. I think the Spurs had one in Danny Green. I think the Knicks are trying to have one in Josh Hart. We'll see if they can, win a championship or not. But like Caruso has now really done that thing.
This reminded me of like the catcher, I believe, from the Dodgers won like the last 4 or 5 championships.
Will Smith?
Yeah.
Is it him or Freeman?
No, Will Smith. I know for a fact it's him. I just don't forget the exact number he's won.
You remember Patrick McCaw winning 3 straight rings or something?
Oh God, he was on my pod a while back, but
the Warriors and the Raptors, man.
The only podcast he was ever invited to, probably.
Pat McCaw. Hey, Pat McCaw.
Shout out.
Friend emeritus of this show.
Yeah, McCaw.
And who was the other guy? Now we're just doing remember that guy. Who was the guy that was on the Warriors that then went to the Cavs that could dunk? Jordan Bell.
Oh my God. I thought his career was going to last more than a year, but that faded quick.
Yeah, I remember being like, we found the next John Collins, everybody. We got him.
Another friend of the show. You're just crushing it right now.
Well, Collins is a good player. I think
Jordan Bell. Oh, haven't had John Collins, unfortunately.
I was gonna say Clippers need to figure stuff out, but all right. So
we don't need to go down.
we've got completely off the rails. In summary, I think the Oklahoma City Thunder should chase 70 wins if it behooves them, if it is a downhill kind of thing, which is crazy to think about, but that's how good the Thunder are. Because they're gonna win the games where they rest guys. That's how this NBA is anyway. So if things align, they should do it. They should go for it. They should push for it. I think if it's clear that they'd really need to win the last 9 straight games of the season or something, just pack it up, guys. Guys, just don't do it. Don't do the thing where you go all out for 8 straight games and you're 1 game away and you need to win the last game and then you just don't. And now you're exhausted and it's the playoffs. Or worse, someone's hurt and it's the playoffs. Like, I just can't get down with the thought of this team sacrificing anything more than 4% of its chances to repeat in exchange for a 70-win regular season. Like, if you think right now the Thunder have a 44% chance to be the champions, they cannot do anything that takes them below 40. If they go down to 39 in your estimation from playing Shai on a Thursday night in Los Angeles, get him the hell on a plane back home. Don't even let him near the locker room. Like, sit him down. So, it is unfortunate that this is where we're at, but I also don't think it's that unfortunate because we progressed here for a reason. Yes, the NBA stars of old would brush their teeth with fire and then rub grease on their elbows and fix 8 sinks before going out and playing a 9 overtime extravaganza for a playoff game. I understand they were tough, guys. We get it. They were the real the strong silent type. They were just the greatest of guys. Okay, we get it. Right now, the reality of the situation is that doctors right now would make doctors back then have a stroke themselves if they talk to them about some of the things they do to take care of athletes nowadays, some of the amounts of money that are spent on taking care of athletes these days. So when player health and modern medicine has improved to the extent that it has, and the game has sped up and we got to do an episode on how many games they're playing per season. Mr. Steve Kerr giving me an idea there. In this NBA, I think it's a statement to go out and dominate. But I also think it's in a 24-hour news cycle, it's one of the few ways to keep yourself in a history book, and it's also so flash in the pan compared to a championship. I think it doesn't mean a thing without the ring. I think we got to bring back standards. We got to stop the excuse culture, and what that means is not saying, hey, there's no excuse. You got to go try every game. It's saying there's no excuse as a team as good and smart as the Thunder. There's no excuse for that team to not have the best chance possible to win the championship. So do that.
All right, rapid fire. Rapid fire, a couple questions. Shai, surefire MVP right now. Where's the 7 coming though? What was the 7 about?
You said question. That was my answer. That was my guess.
Oh.
MVP right now, yeah, because they're 14-1, and that's how that award works. But I don't like it. Go on.
But Jokic would probably be 2 for you, or who?
Jokic would be my number 1 right now.
Really? That's at 10-3. You think he's more valuable to his team than Shai?
He's been the best player in the world so far this season.
I mean, 10-3 is not much different than 14-1 in my opinion. But as those records,
he's been the best player in the world.
That's fair. That's glad I asked. Okay, number 2 is Chet and All-Star.
Right now, yes, because they have 14 wins out of 15 games, and J-Dub is not there. So Chet is that second All-Star right now for sure.
Do you think he's better than Jalen Williams yet?
At basketball? Wow. What a question, man. I am going to say this is difficult. I'm going to say yes. Chet is better right now than Jalen Williams. I'm going to say particularly his defense is what stands out. And Jalen Williams, we know, I think he's a great defender, and I think the world of him and this and that. That established, Chet Holmgren is somehow like close to as good as Jalen Williams on offense, and he's a half a foot taller and plays 2 positions down and is better on defense. I don't know. It's hard. I got to go with Chet. But it's crazy that we don't have to pit these 2 against each other because they're on the same team. Like you and I are doing it for fun right now. Who do you have? You sounds like you have J-Dub. I have Chet.
I still have J-Dub just because of the playoffs. And he's slightly better than Chet in the playoffs, even though Chet was a rookie last year, basically. Jalen's a better passer. That's the only difference otherwise outside of the playoffs.
Okay, so I actually understand exactly.
Playmaking and passer, that
sense
matters to me. And Jalen, that's his edge right now.
That makes a lot of sense. I think Chet's defense and the fact that Jalen's a wing, Chet's a big, is also kind of what makes that balance out too in a way. Like, they're both very good. They're both very good, but wings are like the premier position in the league right now. But bigs that are skilled are scarce. 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 And they're becoming less and less scarce as more and more talented players enter the league. You see some of the SHIT Ace Bailey does out there, man. Do you see like some of the moves that kid? He's gonna do the move sometime soon where he just like rolls on his back on the ground while dribbling like a globetrotter, and then gets up and pops a mid range like Kyrie. Like I just can't. These kids are insane. I sound old. These kids.
Right. 2 more questions.
You're talented. Yeah, hit me.
All right, Mark Daigneault, best coach in the league.
Dude, I want to say so. And it's hard because Eric Spoelstra and Steve Kerr and Ty Lue, and there are these names.
Spoelstra's the only debate.
So Spoelstra is the one that I think he's the best coach in the league. And I think if he had not hired Noah LaRoche and had not and he had not implemented the no ball screen system, I think I probably would have gone Daigneault. But Spoelstra's clear willingness to adapt makes me think that he's the best coach.
For me, Kenny Atkinson and Joe Mazzulla are also in that conversation. But I lean Daigneault right now at this moment.
I like Kenny, but I think going to Golden State changed his life. Right. I think he's a different coach from after that, and I think he's a way better one. I wrote about this at the start of his first year with the Cavs. Like, this is a different coach. That all said, I do think there's something to the playoffs, and I do think we've got to see if Kenny helps this Cavs team break through, even if it's by chance, even if it's, they were due to win one and whatever, like that changes his reputation forever. So I'm going to go Spo, Daigneault, Finch would have been up there for me.
No way. Finch is not even top 5.
He's falling recently. But he's up there. Him and Ime are up there. Joe is up there.
Give me Ime all day over Finch.
Wow. All right.
Give me Mike Brown over Finch, baby.
Hit me and let's wrap.
Can they win a title without Chet or without J-Dub? J-Will.
J-Dub. J-Will's the other one. I would say this year, no. If Aaron Gordon is this sniper, if the Rockets,
Aaron Gordon's been incredible.
If the Rockets figure something out at guard, if the Knicks or Cavaliers are ready to break through, no, they can't. And that's crazy to say. But 7 games is different. They can go to the conference final. They can go to the finals without either one of those guys. I'm not saying they're not going to go to the finals regardless. I'm saying I don't think they beat every team necessary to win the ring if they are missing one of those 2 guys for the entirety of the playoff run and the other teams are healthy.
All right. That's fair.
Yeah. All right. I'm kind of thundered out. We'll come back and revisit them. Jalen Brunson playing.
Thunderstruck.
Tonight. He's back out for 2 games with an ankle sprain, and he's back. Guess why? Because he's playing in Dallas. So Jalen Brunson back in Dallas to take on the flagless, Davis-less, Doncic-less Mavericks, the soulless
Hammer the Mavs.
The Nico-less Mavericks, the soulless Mavericks, the
fanless
Mavericks, the selloutless Mavericks. All right, that's enough. Dallas.
They still have Cubans.
We just have to make fun of the Mavericks while Al isn't here to see if he listens to these episodes when he's not on or not. All right. Hey, thanks for listening. Leave us a thumbs up, subscribe, put on the notification bell. You don't have to watch every episode we put out. It may, none of that's a word. Every episode might not. Every episode might not tickle your fancy, but at least you won't miss one, and you won't miss the chance to have a great time along with us. Talking some NBA today. We talked about whether or not the Thunder can win 70 games, if it would be worth it. Next time, we'll probably talk about, Norman Powell knowing Zach. All right. See you soon. Tune in. I'm ending the show.